Hey guys, it's Ken from AnyMonkey, and today I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your photo area by using photo reports and things that you can send to your customers. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on projects, and I'm just going to go and pick a random project that I've got going here. And I've preloaded some photos already into this area, but I'll quickly show you how to go about adding some more. As you can see, there's a number of photos here of this cedar shake roof that I've got here, and if I want to add more photos, I can simply click on the plus sign here, which will open up a camera, and this is going to show you a picture of the desktop that I'm working on right now. I'm going to cancel that because we don't need to add one from there. And I'm also going to show you, you can also click on the import, and this is going to be from your camera roll that's on the iPad there, and you can easily select any picture that's there and say done, and it will also add that image to this section here. And again, we don't want this photo on here right now, so I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to click on the little red mark there, and then I'm going to say delete. Now you also notice on the right hand side there's these little three lines. If you were to take one of those pictures now and put your finger on those three lines, you can take this photo and you can move it wherever you want in any kind of order you want. So when you're creating your report, you can easily juggle photos around. This is really great even when you're going to be doing befores and afters. So you've gone and you've taken all these before photos for a repair report. You've done all these reports, these before, and then you go and you want to, after you've done your repair, you get your repairman to take a photo of each one of these areas, and then you can use this tool here to move those photos before, after, before, after, before, after, before, after. So it's a nicely laid out report that and it's very quick to organize these things in that way. Once I'm done fooling around with my order here, I'm going to say done. You can also see on the right hand side that there's an on, and if I slide this, it's off button. What that means is you can take many photos of a roof, and let's say you don't want to have this particular photo in the report. You just turn it to off, and when you generate your report, that particular photo won't be there. Now, when you create your report, when you create your photo, you want to be able to add text to this photo, and what you do is you select the photo and then you tap your finger in the white box here, and you can see that it brings up the keyboard. Now down at the bottom of the keyboard there's a microphone next to the spacebar. If you have an an iPad 4, you can do this. The earlier versions don't have the microphone capability, so it's better to have a newer iPad when you're doing this. But I can click on that microphone and I can actually talk into this thing, and if you're in a nice quiet location, it generally picks it up what you're saying pretty well. So I'm just going to give you an example and show you exactly what I mean by this. This is the roof access point, and there it is. And I'll save that, and when I'm creating my report, I can just keep doing that, and I can have this be quite a long sentence. I don't have to end it so short like this. This can be pretty much as long as I want it to be, to fill in. It'll fit in that white box that's there. Also, with this app, what we can do is we can select the photo, and we can select the photo again, and that gives you a full photo. And you notice at the top there's an arrow tool and there's a circle tool. So I can actually take a circle and I can highlight. I can stretch my circle to make it as big as I want, and I can take an arrow. Whoops, I have to erase that. I meant to click arrow, and I can get an arrow and I can move that arrow. I can stretch the arrow to make it bigger. I can turn the arrow to make it point in a different way, and let's say I wanted to point at that gutter right there, and I can say done, and you can see in the small drawing that you can just make out that the circle and the arrows there, and I can reference those two things in my comments, and give the customer a better idea. Sometimes they don't understand when you're talking about a ridge on a torch-on roof or something, that they don't understand what a ridge is, so they don't know what they're looking for. But if you have an arrow tool or something, you can point right towards it. Again, you can go to each photo, you can add your comments, and create a nice report for the customers here. I really want to stress that when you're doing this, you want to be in a quiet location. If you're at a location where there's lots of people talking, you can't go to Starbucks and do this because there's just too many people talking around you, and the program just won't give you an accurate translation of what you're saying. So generally what I'll do, depending on the weather, of course, I'll go and I'll be standing on the roof, and if it's a nice day, I'll just stand there on the roof and do my comments while I'm standing there. If it's not that great, then I'll probably take all my photos first, and then I'll go down to my truck, and I'll sit in my truck, sip my coffee, and fill in the comments. And that generally takes, depending on how many photos, I would say this size of a report here probably would take me about 10 minutes once I get down to the truck to fill in these comments here. Now, what I want to do to make this a report for my customers, this is all fine and dandy if I'm doing this as just an estimate tool and I'm just taking some random photographs so I know what it is I'm estimating. But if you're creating a report for your customer, what you're going to do now is you're going to go to the Generate Report section, and when you select details, there's 5 different options here, and these are the 5 different options that are built into the app. There's the Draw Roof, which is actually called the main image on this one, and then there's Photos, PDF Files, Material Details, and Blank Editor. Well, right now we're working on the photo section, so I'm going to click on Photo, and I'm going to say Done. You can select on any one of these, any combination of these. It'll create a report for those different sections for you. So I'm going to say Done, and I'm going to say Generate Report, and you see this box that comes up here now. What this is this is the text that you're going to add above your photographs, and then it's the text that you're going to add below your photographs. So just to give you a quick example of this, I'm just going to talk into the microphone here and lay this out, so that way when I create my report it'll show this for you. Okay. Hello, Mr. Smith, comma, new paragraph. Here is the report that you have requested for the work at your property. Please see the photographs below. And as you can see, it was a perfect rendition of what it is. I forgot to say period at the end, so I'm just going to put that period in there. And then I'm going to go to the footer text, and I'm going to add my final bit of text here. The price to complete these repairs will be $1,642.33, period. Please do not hesitate to call me if you have any further questions. And again, there's a perfect example, and I'm going to say Done, and it's going to generate a report. Now I'm going to click on Reports, and you see at the top there's our logo that I've preloaded into the admin panel area. There's the customer's name on the left hand side, there's the date, his phone number, my customer's email, there's the project name, Demo 7, and here's the text that I put on the top of my photographs there. Hello, Mr. Smith, here's the report that you've requested, blah blah blah. And then there's a photo with that text that we added to it. Go to the next page, and if there had been text here, all that text would have been beside these photographs again. And then here's the text that came to the bottom of the page here, and then there's my name with my information, my phone number and my email, as I put in when I signed up to the admin panel there. So as you can see, it's ready to go. If I was wanting to send this to my customer right now, I could, and it wouldn't have taken me any more than, let's say, 15, maybe 20 minutes tops, depending on the amount of photos that you have there. And I don't have to re-enter information into the program because it's already got it there, so which saves me a lot of time as well. So that's basically a photo report in a nutshell. If I wanted to send this to my customer right now, I would just simply go back to this screen. I would either I would click this check mark, and I have two options here. First option I have is to sync it back to the server. So I'm going to click on this little sync button next to the back button here, and it says, do you want to synchronize your report to the server? And I'm going to say yes. And what happens is it uploads this report to the server. So not only can I see it, but if someone was back at the office and they wanted to see it first before I sent it out, then they can look at it. And if they want me to change some of the text and things that I've added into the thing, then they can send me an email back or a phone call and say, hey, can you change this? And then before you send it out, and then I would send it out from there. So your repair guys actually have a lot more power now. They can actually do the reports themselves and send this to the customer while they're standing there looking at the roof. Also, I could have emailed this right now to whoever I want just by clicking on the email button there, and I would just enter in my customer's email address, and away I go, and I can send it to my customer again right now while I'm standing on the roof. So I don't have to go back to the office and risk forgetting some of the information that I have and things like that. This is just, it's all set up and laid out there for me. Again, if you have any other questions, please give me an email at ken@anymonkey.ca, and I'll be sure to answer them for you as quick as I can. Thanks very much.